Great. Yeah, got some notes here. All right.
You are okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh, good, man.
I'm in the element.
All right. Welcome to a new episode of Radio Brennt. Unterwegs. We are today at the Fabrik in Hamburg. I'm Alex, and with me is my co-host Stefan. Say hi, Stefan.
Hi. Good evening.
And we are, of course, not alone, because with us today is a real punk rock legend.
Cheers.
He's the lead singer of UK Subs. Welcome, Mr. Charlie Harper. Hi.
Hello.
So, how do you survive more than 40 years of punk rock without permanent damage?
Oh.
Big question.
There's quite a lot of damage, I tell you. Broken back, broken ribs. Getting deaf.
Okay.
My legs are going. It's a lot of damage. I have to take about 4 tablets a day. I'm diabetic, and that's a bit on the road. I used to travel with a German tour manager.
Okay.
And we'd be in front of the van, and between us was a big box, biscuits, cakes,
Yes.
Candy, all this, because this especially didn't have this in England. Now we have this in England, but we didn't have this in England. Haribo. It's German,
Yes.
and
it's German.
I loved it, and I got big bags of it, and so I become diabetic because of traveling with this big German tour manager.
Because of German food, actually. Because of German food, you get diabetic because of German food.
Food's wunderbar. I love it.
You speak German as well, no?
How do you say Kohlrouladen? You know this?
Haribo Colorado.
No. Kohlrouladen, the cabbage in.
Kohlrouladen.
That's the one. Yeah. I trained my wife to make this.
Yes.
Kohlrouladen. Yeah, and she does it really good. You have the special can, the special cooking, and we do lots of, and I love the way Germans make spaghetti bolognese.
Yes, I have my favorites, but I have my favorite to do it. I stay often in Italy, but I have my favorite recipe to do it.
Yeah.
I can
It's
invite
great.
you maybe to.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah, great. So, so do you hold yourself back, if you getting older, from when you're on stage or something?
I did find that last couple of nights. Well, what we're doing tonight, and we have been doing, is on this tour, and it's only just begun, is our second album, Brand New Age.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine.
And it's far more complicated than the first one.
Okay.
The first one was easy. First of all, when we recorded it, we already knew the songs, so we just put it down so quickly, and it was just us. The second one was a little bit more measured. We said to ourselves, we're not going to be like a lot of the other bands, just make one great first album and the rest would be bullshit. We wanted to make a good second album, better than the first.
Yes.
And a lot of people agree, say it is a better album, and it's going down very, very well. Yeah, better than the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the second album. So can you tell us, you started it, what else was special about that second album? Maybe.
Well, like I said, first of all, it was fresh songs.
Yeah.
So it was like punk had happened. The first album, punk was happening. No one knew
Just started off.
what it was going on. And we just come from an R&B background, so there's a lot of songs with an R&B taste, But the second one was like pure UK subs.
Yes.
But the guitarist, let his kind of musical skills go, and there's lots of kind of drop beats. There's lots of. I don't come in on the beat like normal punk rock. I come in 2 beats, 3 beats after the note, or and it's a lot more complicated.
Thank you. Yeah.
If you got any, you'll hear stuff going on, but I really should tell people not to worry about that. Just listen to the songs, because you know, the songs are what matters. You know, these little tricks don't really matter.
Yeah.
But you know, it's too clever for us, because we go out there and, you know, we haven't got it quite right yet. You know.
Okay. And you're still training right now?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm too old to train. Like, can't teach old dogs.
All right. So I was born in the end of the 80s, so I missed all, you know, when punk started off.
He's my brother as well. I'm 18 years older.
17 actually, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I missed, you know, when punk started. And can you describe what an early show of the UK subs was
I'm
like?
just looking at one of my children. Has got a 22-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah, my grandkid.
Yeah.
Who's a musician.
Age like
22-year-old, and his other child is 9 years old. So that's quite a gap. Yeah. So that's 13 years between. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, just put it down. I'll see to it later.
Do you think that when you're getting older, comes more peace in your life?
That's a good question.
And the question after this.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Right. When you get old, there's little things that annoy. You know, they're annoying the band. Little things, and when you're old, they're little petty things. You don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world.
From where you have the energy to make 100 concerts every year, it's unbelievable for me to see the energy.
Last night.
Yes.
There were two girls who came. One came from Holland. One came from England.
Yes.
And they were both long distance runners.
Okay.
They weren't young. They were about 50 or something. You know, they're not young girls.
Okay.
And I was talking to her last night, and I said, well, you know, people ask me that, and I, you know, when I was at school, after school a little bit as well, but after school I still played soccer.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yes, soccer.
And well, if I say football, you know.
I know the difference.
We know what it is.
So anyway, after school I just played soccer, Well, for a long time really, until maybe I was 40. But I didn't. I was at school. I was a long distance runner. But they do these girls do marathons and stuff. But
you mean
no? I only done 6 miles when I was a schoolboy. 6 miles is a long way.
Okay.
You know.
And now you have all the distance runner.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking that because other punk legends like Iggy Pop, for example,
he's got bad news now. Iggy's got bad news.
He sings French songs and sitting on the beach and whatever, and you are all the time on tour.
Yeah.
It's
and I'm 10 years older.
Like Iggy Pop?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he's 72. I think.
Oh, is he? Oh,
okay.
3 years older. Then. Yeah.
So
they pulled me out of the old people's home to come here tonight, you know.
Okay. Good. And in your opinion, what's the difference between the festival you play in Wacken, Germany, right? And the Rebellion Festival? Is there a big difference between the audience and the people who come there?
Well, the Rebellion Festival, it's like our home ground.
Blackpool, yes.
I mean, we don't live up there. We live in London. Well, from London, but we don't live in Blackpool. But we got lots of good friends in Blackpool who we stay with as well. But that's not really it. It's just that in Blackpool, maybe about 500 English people would come to see us.
Why?
But there'd be 500 French, 1,000 Germans.
100 from Hamburg, actually. I heard that from a friend that he said that about 100 people are going there from Hamburg, just from Hamburg.
Yeah, and it goes on and on. You know, like 50 from America, 50 from Canada, 50 from South America. You know, it just goes on, and then you make up. There's 4,000 people in the room, and they really go for it.
Yes.
Yeah. In Wacken, we were very new to them, so it's only like there's a nice pit and a few hundred people go for it. The rest of the almost 30,000, they're kind of just watching us, you know. So there's a lot of difference in every. I mean, like this place, it's amazing. You know, the audience is
Hamburg,
great. You know, and we feel at home here like. We've been doing this before he was born.
Really?
In here, you know. So, we feel equally alone here. This is a great show for us. And then Berlin too.
Okay.
Great shows.
Yeah, great. So, what makes a show a really good show? So, what does have to happen? How should it be?
Well, a lot of things, really, doesn't it? You know. First of all, we have to play well. Otherwise, we've been getting away with murder. You know, on this tour, trying to learn the new songs, and I
thought they were really old, the songs.
Yeah, but then towards the end of the album, it's coming together. There's more songs that I know well.
Yeah,
and even in the beginning, Warhead is like the fourth song in, and because when we done the album, Warhead was almost rejected. You know, our guitar said, "I'm not playing that.
Now it's a classic.
It's too slow. He's binned it. You know, it's too slow." So it was nearly rejected. So it was just put on the album. Oh, put it where you want it. You know, and then it's become a classic now.
Yeah, it still has relevance, I think, today. It still has relevance today for the world situation.
Well, even more.
Yeah.
Even more.
Yeah. I mean, talking about relevance, we were in Paris a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And when we sung Public Servant, they knew exactly what it was about.
Okay.
Public Servant number 1, Metron, you know, and fucking the whole country up. And that went down very, very well. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the word punk today is used for a lot of things that are maybe not really punk.
Exactly.
So can you tell me what's your definition of this term?
Well, even Johnny Rotten jumped on the bandwagon and kind of, you know, first of all, punk is different things. You ask anyone, and you'll get 10 different answers.
Like lots of things, yeah.
But I've always said, I mean, it's do-it-yourself music. You know, it's stripped down, do-it-yourself, simple music that anyone should be able to play. You know, everyone should be able to sing it, play it, write it, whatever. You know? So this is the main thing. It's accessible and it's DIY, and and maybe Johnny Rotten just sees it that way, because it'd be great if he did. He probably sits there at the table like everyone else, writes a song. You know, doesn't have all these people come, oh, I've got this song, Johnny, it's right up your alley, you know. And I'm sure he writes all his own stuff.
Your blues direction in the beginning 70s. You're playing R&B, things like that. It's also a passion for you in your life now. Okay.
I was going to join a blues band.
Okay.
Playing harmonica.
Yes.
There's where we live in Brighton. There's this girl singing. She's really like. She don't play harmonica, but she got. I had a set of harmonicas and I gave it to her to give it to a friend to play in the band, because I'd love to have done it, but soon we'll probably have a rehearsal and then I'm on the road. You know.
You're silly. On the road.
I'd love to do it, and I have a dream.
Okay.
Where, you know, I get a couple of old men, you know, probably me and Charlie Watts, he's probably local,
yes,
you know,
for example.
And you know, little in these lovely little pubs in Sussex where we live, you know, getting a little blues club together. Yeah.
Okay, it's only a dream or a project?
Well, it's a dream at the moment, because, you know, we're two, you know, I have lots of dreams, and you know, I mean, I'm glad that the subs are so busy. I don't have time for dreaming. You know.
Okay, nice, good, yes, okay. A favorite question for me, because we're making these interview for our studio, and we have often young musicians, punk musicians in studio, and we're playing their music, we are talking and so on, it's a special question, I think, but what would you give a young punk musician as a tip for his career?
Okay.
They want to hear it.
I'm writing a book at the moment.
Wow, this was my second question.
One of the things in the book is all these tips about coming across difficulties, or telling them, beware of doing this, beware of doing that, you know, and this is how we tackled it, or whatever. And it's like the old Clash song goes, you know, you have to cheat sometimes, you know. For instance, we play these big clubs sometimes where there's a festival, and they want to charge us for the T-shirts.
Okay.
So, you know, if we sell a T-shirt for 20 euros, you know, they want 5 euros or whatever. And we always try and find a way out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes we just go away without, you know, before they come round, or maybe they've forgotten, or we normally get away with it. So there's kind of little tricks like this, because the T-shirts is what keeps bands like us going.
Yes,
you know, the merch.
Yes, I for example, for instance, when I stay on concerts in Hamburg, I see often on punk concerts UK sub T-shirts.
Oh, right.
Yes, that means it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's,
Wow. Yeah. A lot of people get upset bootleg T-shirts and stuff, you know. But I don't worry about it. You know, the bootleggers aren't rich people. You know, they're just struggling like everybody else. But getting back to your question about young people, the main thing is if you have a dream, don't give up. Okay. You know, that's the main thing. Stick to it. Don't give up, because things will happen. And if you tell people your dreams, you tell people, you know, one of my dreams is one day, I hope, before I die, I hope to have a Ford Mustang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of and now, you know, this book has publisher.
You are working on this book.
Yeah, and
right
they say, Charlie, there's one condition. We want you to bring out a single, not the band, me, you know, a punk rock single, and I've used my grandchild's band, and they're great. You know, they're 20-year-old, 22-year-olds, you know, and it's come out with, I can do that. No problem, you know. So we went in a little studio and done these two songs.
And when you want to do this year, or? Yeah,
it's got to be like later on in the year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the tournée is finished, and then.
Yeah. I want to do 400 pages. So if I do 350, that's still a good book, you know.
Okay.
But as I say, the thing is, stick to it. Don't give up.
Yes.
You know, people will come and help you. You know, someone say, oh, you know, he thinks he's going to do that. Oh, I know a guy could give him one of them. Or, you know, things happen when you have an idea. Things happen. You know, and this is what human beings are all about. You know, sharing ideas, and you know, in the Stone Age, you know, hey, they made some fire. How do they do that? You know, and then someone had the wheel. You know, and this is how it works. You know.
Yeah.
And but there's lots of little tips in my book, and that's going to be a big thing, you know, like, oh, we ran into that, and how do you deal with that, you know. You know.
Yes, take a drink. I take one red wine. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about young punk rock bands? Can they keep up with the old guys? That's a I won't say it's a great question, but it's a very good question, and it's a tricky question, because obviously I think some are. No, it's okay. Put that.
No, it's just because of the camera.
Ambience. And like my grandkid had a band, and the guitarist who is on my record is a great guitarist, only 23 years old, you know, brilliant guitarist, and now he plays keyboards. Pretty gifted musician. He plays keyboards now and sings in this band, and my grandson plays the guitar in that band, and then he plays drums in another band. So his name's Marley Perez.
Okay.
If you look him up,
we write it down.
He's man of the future, and.
You mean the future is not lost? It's
for punk rock.
No. There's some young. There's a band called Screaming Females, who I love.
Screaming Females.
Females, and the
I
girl,
heard of them,
guitarist. She's amazing. She's like a little Jimi Hendrix, you know, on speed. And then there's another girl called the band called Emil and the Sniffers.
Yeah, I heard of them too. Yeah.
So you have to be young to hear about these bands. And they're brilliant. From I think they're from Melbourne.
They're really wild.
Australia.
I think. They're really wild on stage, I think. Emil,
the girl she comes on stage and goes into the song. In the middle of the song, she just dives into the audience.
Yeah.
She had the first song. Everyone think, well, we had first song. She's in there. You know, it's crazy, and they're brilliant.
Cool.
And so there are some good young bands coming through with energy. You know, And but a lot of them, I won't say tonight, they're not particularly young, they weren't tonight, but you know, we get a lot of young bands coming on and we think, well, you know, the Rolling Stones were 19 and the Beatles were very young when they started. One day a band's going to come on. Oh, one day it did happen. I don't know. But it's going to be like, you know, amazing, blow us away.
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't happen. Oh, one day in America it happened. Oh, maybe 2 days, 2 times in America. The first one was Misfits.
Yeah,
We done,
I love
you know,
them, yeah.
with these little kids, and the crowd were just, you know, diving and oh, fucking hell, what's going on? You guys are brilliant, you know. Like, you know, we big fans because you don't get that, you know, with support bands, you know. And
they put on a whole new
you
genre.
know, later on
to
found out,
punk rock.
well, that was the Misfits when they were kids, you know. 1979, I think it was.
1979. Okay. 1976. You start with punk music, and in your Vita you can internet, okay, whatever. But you start with a coiffeur, with a your style is.
Yeah.
It's the same like this time, or is it changed? I can't. You start with this coiffeur with this hairdressers. Yeah. I'm not so really good in English like my brother. But
go on.
okay, but and what was your experience to say? Okay, now I make punk music.
Yeah, it wasn't
A
like,
long time ago.
No, but it wasn't like that. No, I remember it well. Yeah, no, it was
okay.
Right. You know, some hairdressers there,
okay,
kind of very, very feminine. You know, and there was a gay guy called Ricky, who worked for, I think, Vida Sassoon, and very gay guy. You know, and then we went around with these 2 girls who used to work for me, and then they were working for Vida Sassoon.
Okay.
And, you know, earning a bit of money. You know,
Yeah.
And we always we're always into the same music and stuff.
Okay.
And
But punk was new in this time.
this is just before punk.
Okay.
I'd saying you how it happened, you know. So we're going around with these kind of crazy people.
Yes.
And we'd go to the last pub was a Dutch pub. It shut at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Which is then in them days very late for an English pub.
Yeah.
And then we go to a club, and then we'll look around 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll look somewhere else we can have a drink.
Yes.
And this is on a weekend, and we found this gay club, which was lesbian club.
Lesbian club.
Called Shagarama. Shagarama.
Shagarama.
Yeah. It's a lesbian club.
Okay.
And because we look very gay, they let us in.
Okay. Good style.
Yeah. And a Friday night they weren't too fussy because they had bands and they had to pay the band for the band, you know. So they let a lot of strange people in, not just lesbians. And so we were going down there most weekends, you know, and we hadn't been down there for a month or maybe 2 months. And go, yeah, let's go to Shagarama's, you know. So go down there, and outside is all these guys with guitars and amps and leather jackets, you know. And I go, well, went in.
And how about the hair?
Well, we thought it was just the band's unloading, you know.
Okay.
So you know, we went down and found it all. You know, people said went to the bar, had a drink. Yeah, so it's called the Roxy now. It's a punk rock.
Roxy, yes.
So I was 30 years old.
Yeah.
And I said to my band, I said, look, you've got to come down to this club. This is the future of rock and roll.
Okay.
This is where
Future
it's
rock
going.
and roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a long time before, you know, they were 18, 19-year-old kids.
Yes.
And they had no money.
The Ramones were still born and so on.
Well, that was a bit later, but...
Yes, a bit later.
Well, they were over... Ramones were playing CBGBs then already, but we didn't hear of them till a year later, maybe. And so eventually my band came down, and then they said they saw the dam down there because it was crowded and it was brilliant. I mean, they're a brilliant band. And Charlie, we want to be a punk rock band. You know. And I said, well, good luck, guys. I'm an old blues man. You know. I said I love this stuff, but you know, I don't think I can play it. So I played bass at the time, and it was just too fast. You know. So, so it was almost the same weekend. I came back to my flat, and my flatmate, who was also a musician, went to another party, and met a guitarist just come down from the Midlands, and he wanted to join a band, and so my flatmate's looking for a guitarist, you know, and so I met Nicky Garrett, and you know, he was the business, and he was looking for someone like me, and you know, the rest is history, kind of thing. We wrote 6 songs in one night, I think.
Beautiful story.
Yeah.
Beautiful story. Nice. Yeah. Thank you.
And my little band, they kind of they went on Farewell to the Roxy album, and a track on that, and a track on the Vortex album, and then they faded away completely. Yeah. And we kind of then we done the Farewell to the Roxy album. We were at the bottom of the bill on the Roxy.
Yes.
Right? And, you know, first band on, 8 o'clock in the evening, no one there. Yeah. People said, was there anyone there? Yeah, I said, there's about 8 people, yeah. And, but this DJ, big DJ, who was like the underground DJ, but he was always voted the best DJ in England, and he liked our stuff and kept playing it on the radio, and then we got a deal, done a single, and John Peel, the DJ, even said like he wanted to pay for it, and he told us what studio is best to go to, and then we done CID, and it got to number 1 in the indie charts, and then we got a major deal through that, and just exploded.
Good. Yes, nice. I heard about it that you are very interesting about history.
Alvin is actually a history professor.
A professor?
Yeah. Okay. He's got a Bachelor of Arts or something in history. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's yeah. So if anything I want to know, Alvin, what happened here?
Okay. One last question?
Yeah.
How do you feel about love and permanence?
You better read that one.
No.
It goes terribly wrong.
It's me.
I don't know what he means. you may explain.
Yeah. Did you understand?
Impermanence.
Well, I understand.
In life. Love and impermanence in life. Maybe meditation. I don't know. What can I say? But it's love and.
Well, I like to look on the bright side.
Okay.
You know, like there's people with their glass half full and glass half empty. You know, I'm always like, my glass is half full. You know, I'm that kind of person.
Okay.
Know? Good. And getting old is quite a good thing because you kind of see things differently. And you know, one thing in life is when you if you have children, it changes you completely. You know,
I know this.
And then when you have grandchildren, there's another big change.
Yes.
So you know, you look on life a little bit different, and you know, you just take it as it comes. Don't get too worried about anything. You know, and you try to calm it. You know, you're the granddad. You're the head of the family now.
And
you have to calm everything down.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not bad. And you know, you got your outer family, you know, and I never see mine enough, but I try keep and it's funny, like I was at a football game, soccer game, and I texted my one of my kids, I say the kids, my oldest kid is 50.
Okay.
My
same age like
my
me.
youngest kid, and because we share the same team. I'm at Chelsea. I'm at Chelsea. Like why aren't you here? And and I didn't get a reply. So I was talking to my ex-wife, and said, "Well, he said he did text you." I said, "No, I didn't get a text. He did text you." And I said, "No, I didn't." Well, he has trouble with his phone, but before when I text him, everything said so. And I thought, somehow he just can't be bothered, And then I texted him again recently, a couple of days ago, no answer, oh, that's right. He said, I didn't tell him that I was playing local, because we all live kind of near the same area, in the same county. And so I didn't tell him that I was doing the show, because my other son came, and his two older children came. And he said, "Oh, like, you didn't tell me, Well, everyone's got a telephone. They should know what's going around.
A smartphone, whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, I said, I'm very sorry, and we are playing again, near you next April, whatever, so I warned him in advance. Didn't get an answer, Okay. So, he said he's feeling left out, but it's his fault, But there you go, that's kind of, it's just life, isn't it, But I think every little family has their problems, but to me, it's a little thing. It's it's not worth even. He's probably being pissed off about it. If he doesn't want to text me, no worries.
No worries.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So,
Finished.
all right. Thank you very much. It's been a big pleasure. Thanks for having us.
No. It's okay. I was just thinking. I kind of thought of something to end on. I was just going to say a little ending note. The thing that really doesn't upset me, but it's kind of curious about punk rock, right?
Okay.
I call it like the punk rock bands are like the people's early warning system. They tell you about the problems going down. It's like, some of our old songs, like Government Official and Warhead and that. We warned people like that 40 years ago.
Yeah, and the problems didn't go away since then.
No. And we've written songs about forest fires, about flooding, and people building their houses in the woods and the jungle, and this, and the consequences. And it's a really funny thing that the people who should be listening to punk rock never will be listening to punk rock. It's irony. It's a big irony. Yeah. The people who should be listening to it never will, and the problems will keep on going.
That's very sad.
It is very sad, isn't it? So on that sad note, we will close. Thank you very much.
Thank you.